Good morning, Stacy Glasgow with your daily devotional. Today's devotional comes from Melanie Schenkel's Everyday Holy, and it is titled God's Work of Art. And the scripture reading is James 1:2-4. Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything. James 1:2-4. I was scrolling through Instagram the other day. That is my general go-to activity anytime I find myself waiting in line at the grocery store or sitting in a waiting room somewhere. And I saw this picture someone posted of the beautiful pieces of sea glass she and her kids had found on the beach that morning. Since I've spent most of my life going to Texas beaches, I'm not as familiar with finding sea glass as I am with finding tar in my bathing suit. Sea glass is infinitely preferable. Many years ago, before we knew about the importance of things like protecting the environment and taking care of planet Earth, people used to feel free to throw their trash into the ocean because I guess they assumed the ocean was vast enough to be their own personal dumpster, or like trash just went out to the part of the sea that no one ever sees. I don't know, but if you're a child of the 70s like I am, you might remember the commercial that featured the crying Native American who was sad about all the litter across America. He scared me straight. Anyway, all those bottles that were tossed in the ocean over the years end up being broken into shards of glass as they are pounded by the waves. They are tossed about and hit sand and rocks, and these sharp, jagged pieces of glass eventually get polished into smooth, polished pieces that look like jewels and are little treasures that wash up on beaches across the nation. When I saw that picture of my friend holding all that beautiful sea glass, it made me think about how much we are like all those broken pieces of glass. We have sharp edges, we are broken, and certain parts of our lives make us feel like we are beyond usefulness or purpose. But God uses the waves and the rocks in our lives, the obstacles that often seem like they are going to be the final straw that will break us, to create something new and even more beautiful than what we once were. He hones out our sharp edges, polishes our hearts, and makes us into His very own beautiful works of art. Because it's often after we've gone through the hardest situations and trials that we are the most effective and the best version of ourselves. And God is able to use us in other people's lives to encourage them and sustain them as they go through hard times. And it helps us to remember in our own lives that when difficult times come, we have God who makes all things beautiful in the end. Have a great week.